Okay, so we are finally here. We are finally here to put Devastator together. And we have all the pieces in their combined modes. We have Hook here in the upper torso mode. We have uh, Scrapper and Mixmaster in their arm modes. And then we have Scavenger and Bone Crusher here in their feet mode. And then we have Long Haul in the torso and leg modes. So let's go ahead and start combining these. I'm going to do the hardest part first, which will be combining Hook to Bone Crusher. And I've done this a bunch of times now, so it's not as hard for me to do as it was before. And he slides in quite well, actually, when you have all the components loose. So what you want to do is oops, I'm not showing it. These pieces here need to slide in, so you can see it from the side. They need to slide into these grooves here on Bone Crusher, or not Bone Crusher, on Long Haul. So they need to slide into there. So this needs to come down. This needs to stay down. So we got everything up in where it needs to go. And want to open this up a little bit more. And we want to slide this in. So get that there. Get that about right there. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. Kind of, sort of. I'm going to get these pieces out the way. And so now I'm going to kind of hold this piece down and try to slide it on there. So don't want to do that. Might hit the camera a couple of times while doing this. Going to slide that in there a little bit. Get one side in just a bit. Then slide. Oh, shit, I just disconnected. Don't want to disconnect that. So again, slide one side in a little bit, and then this one came up a little bit, and then you want to press down on here to slide that one in if we can get it. Okay. Let's see. Trust me, this works. It will slide in there. I said this got easier, and clearly it did not. Okay. Come on, get in there. You don't want to force it. Need you to stay up there, buddy. Not quite sure why it's not going down. What do we have going on here that's stopping it from proceeding? Oh, I didn't pull this piece out. This was stuck in there. Can't have that stuck in there. That's what was preventing it from sliding in. There we go. See, slides in real easy once you get, I had that piece in the way. So that slides in very, very easily once once you get everything out the way. So we can pull these pieces down. Then we can bring this back around so we can kind of somewhat reassemble him here. So you want to, this was the piece that was in the way, by the way. Definitely want that out of the way. So now you need to prevent yourself from sliding him out, because he will slide out pretty easily from here. So what I'm going to do now is, let's raise the camera up a smidget. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fix everything here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this down. This is just the way I like to do it. Bring this back because I don't need that in the way right now. Make sure these arms stay in here because they do like to fall out during that whole fiasco of getting the torso on. But these have to stay in their slots. So Get that down, and the arms help to stabilize that piece in the back too. Get these pieces down, so then you have some stabilization here. This isn't wiggling around. Especially the arms will lock it in, then you got some extra lock-in points there. Then we can come here, which is the hardest part for most people. I have got this down packed. I say that and watch me jack it up. So you kind of just want to, did I mess something up? No. You kind of just want to like tilt it up a little bit over these grooves, and then, whoops. That's the one thing you got to watch out for. You can easily, while you're trying to slide this back, you can easily slide him out. Slide the whole torso out, so you want to be careful about that. But there we go, we got that one in there. So then you want to pop that over the top, slide that back, try to keep everything centered. Make sure this is as straight as you can get it. I am convinced that it will always have a tilt in. I have done everything that I possibly can to stop that from happening, and I just, unless it's just not slid in all the way. But that there seems to be, yeah, I think that's as straight as you're gonna get it. So before you do all this stuff up here, you should go ahead and try to lock these parts in. Oops. So these pieces right here, you want to try to lock those in, so you can have some more stabilization. So there's 3 peg slots there, and they are pretty tight. So you just want to peg that in there on that side, and then peg this side in like so. And now you have a really good stabilization here. So you can make mistakes and you are good because he is nice and stabilized. So go through the normal rotation here and pull this combiner peg out and snap that in there. You want to push this piece in, bring the hand down over this peg, and you're good to go. Close that up, and then this piece will peg into these grooves here. You can probably see it better at the top. Peg into the grooves. There we go. So we're going to those grooves there. And then you want to pop this piece up, push that in, pull out the combiner peg, snap it in. Up. You want to do the fist. Bring the fist around over that peg. Give it a little push there. Then there's a piece here. You want to flip this piece up to cover up that hole. And there you are with that. And I think we are done with one of the harder parts. Yeah, I think that is it. Just keep sliding out. Kind of straighten the legs out, get them straight here. And yeah, we have him in his torso mode. We'll combine this here in a little bit. Don't really need to worry about that right now. But yeah, we'll deal with this later. For now, we'll just leave it hanging. So, and this kind of fell in place too. Well, I already had that in place. So then we'll go ahead and learn from what for my preference, I want to put the arms on next because I want to put the feet on next because the feet can be a bit of a pain in the ass. So let's go ahead and put the feet on real quick. So we'll move the camera down a little bit so we can focus on the feet. So we have Scavenger here. Now this can be a left or a right foot. It doesn't matter. Scavenger can be on the left if you want, and you can put Bone Crusher on the right. I'm going to put Scavenger on the right foot. So my right anyway, or your right. Yeah, your right, the right that you're looking at. No, yeah, I don't know. It's mirrored, so never mind. Just I'm just gonna put it on this side. All right, so these grooves here will go into these grooves here. Now what you want to do is you want to unpeg him a little bit here because you're going to need the space. You're going to need the space because these pegs are going to go into a peg here, and then there's a hole here that this is going to peg into. So you want to have some space to peg all that stuff in. And the tires are his booty cheeks. So once you get it pegged in here, you're good there, you're secure there. You want to kind of put some pressure on the front to hold that in, and then you're going to have to try to work these pieces into the hole. I know you guys probably can't see that, but it is a little tricky to get all of this stuff pegged in properly. But once you slide it in there, you do have to tilt it a little bit. There is a bit of a tolerance issue there. Then on this side, you want to come in and peg those in, and we have that pegged in. Now I left these down because this stuff can get in the way when you're trying to deal with all of that. So you can go ahead and bring this up, and then obviously this will peg into this slot here, and make sure that's nice and secure. And then you want to do the same on the other side, and you have one leg done. And that leg is on there. That leg is not moving. It's not falling out or anything. It is secure in there. So I want to do the other side as well. Where's that foot at? So I'll probably just skip this part. You guys don't need me to see. Don't need to see me put this leg on. It's exactly the same as this leg. So we'll go ahead and put that on and move up to the arms. Okay, so we got him looking real big now. So that boy is up there and he's looking damn good. Love it, love it. So let's go ahead and put his arms on. His arms are really easy. We got the combiner port there. We got the combiner peg there. Those will just slide on. Now they don't click in for whatever reason. They just slide in. There is no clicking noise, but they are in there pretty solidly. And bring that out a little bit. And bam. We can do that. And then we want to go ahead and peg these wheels go in, and we can peg that into there, and then open up his visor. Let's go ahead and do his gun, because his gun is a combiner as well. So we have, I think this is Scrapper's gun. So you want to take Scrapper's gun. I don't remember whose guns these are, but you want to keep his in this folded up mode. I'll actually zoom in for this. So you want to keep this in the folded up mode. And there is a tab here, and this is going to tab into there like so. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to take Scavenger and Bone Crusher's guns, and they have staggered pegs there. You can see. You want to plug those in like so, and flare them out like that. Then you want to take the two guns you just combined, and you want to, if I can find it, I don't know why sometimes I can't. Oh, right here. These two pegs here are going to peg into these two pegs here. It doesn't matter where you put it. guess it just depends on what hand you want to put the gun in, because this is going to be the holster. This is going to be the not the holster, where he holds the gun. I don't know why I can't figure out what that is, but that's where he's going to hold the gun. This is where the gun is going to peg into his hand. So we got those spread open. Then you're going to take, now I do know whose gun this is. This is Long Haul's gun, and there's 2 pegs here in the front of his gun. It's going to plug into the 2 pegs here on the back of that gun, like so. And you're going to have that like that. Then you are going to take, I think this is Hook's gun. You're going to take Hook's gun. There's a peg here and a hole there for the peg. You're going to peg that in like so. And then you are going to collapse these 2 pieces over that. And this peg will peg into that. And bam, you have Devastator's full gun. So, yep, and it does slide in and out. And he can definitely hold that gun. I guess it doesn't, I guess it really doesn't matter what hand it is in, because the peg is on both sides. So, yeah, that didn't really matter what side that went on, I don't think, anyway. But yeah, that can slide. You can see like the scope or whatever there. You can, well, I actually might have this upside down, because I think this peg is supposed to act as a kind of a scope, but I don't need it as a scope. I kind of like this better, and I like this piece to be down here. So you can switch this around and turn it upside down and have the what would be the handle for the regular robot mode of Hook. So you can have that as like a little aiming thing, or not. So you can turn this upside down if you want to make some changes. But yeah, this looks hella dope. This looks so freaking cool. And I love the fact that all the weapons combine into one big ass gun. That's not anything new. That is a thing that other combiners have done. I've seen it. But one this good, this one that looks this good, the only thing that's missing about this gun is that it doesn't have a light up feature. Man, if this gun had a light up feature, it'd be game over. So you just wrap his hands, you can just wrap his fingers around the gun, like so, the gun handle. I don't know why I couldn't think of handle earlier. And bam, he is good to go with that gun. Whoops, got him pegged there. Yeah, he's good to go with that gun, and he can hold it just fine. He can hold that gun up just fine. So, yeah, he looks good, man. He looks so freaking good. I get to mention that he does have his light up feature. So if you want to light up his eyes, I did show this in the Hook review, but if you want to light up his eyes, we can find where the light is. Come on. Where you at? I promise this will work. Maybe you can use the back of this gun here. Come on. Oh, I think I had them on. Actually, let me do this. There we go. Oh, there we go. And there he is. He has his eyes all lit up there. And then you can obviously bring down his shades, and you can have them lit up through the shades as well. So yeah, that is freaking awesome. Love it. Let's take a look at it in the dark real quick. See if we can get some of these lights off. See what it looks like. Yeah. Those eyes Those eyes are really bright, really bright. So that's cool. And he looks absolutely fantastic. He has come together so beautifully. And to think all of it is just robot. Like every piece is robot. There is no add-on piece. There's nothing that you have to, nothing extra that you have to plug it into or anything like that. This guy is looking absolutely beautiful. Just look at him. Obviously, I got his gun here. He can hold his gun. He has his big ass blaster, which looks awesome. I mean, this dude looks so freaking good, and he stands so well. Now it takes a little minute to get him to stand like perfectly like this, but once you do, the silhouette is just gorgeous. So you can do a 360 here, take a full look at him from the side, then from the back. I guess these are his booty cheeks. Kind of peg that in. That wasn't quite pegged in all the way. Got to peg his booty cheeks back in. And like I said, I think I like this setup better than having them upside down. But you can see the symmetry between the feet now. Like the symmetry instead of it like, and some people might like that. Like, you know, they might like to be able to see how different the feet are in the original design of this guy. But I personally like the symmetry. Now, I do like the G1 look as well. I also like the G1 look, but I am not mad at what Mecha Invasion did here. I am not mad at all, but you can still see like the scoop part of the vehicle mode, and then you can still see the shovel part of this vehicle mode, and it still has the cab. So it's like the vehicle part is still there, and obviously you can see the vehicle parts for this. And then Hook and Long Haul were never really seen in vehicle mode. Now he doesn't have that traditional backpack that Devastator usually has hanging off his back here, and I guess that's subjective. I personally don't mind that at all. I kind of like it, to be honest with you. I don't mind that at all. But yeah, let's go ahead and go over some articulation real quick. So we already kind of know how this thing works. The head can keep the panel down. The head can go up that far without using any transformation joints. Down, you do get some side to side there. I'm just trying to keep this transformation panel down. Now, if you want to use that, he can look up really far and even look down really far if you want to use those pieces. Then as far as the arm, you can move this out the way and get a whole, oh shit, straight to the splits. And he can get a whole lot of range out of that arm. So if you move that part, move Scrapper's legs out the way, you can go all the way around. You do get a bicep swivel here, about 90 degrees on that arm. It's about 90. Yep. The fingers and the hand, so the hand just swivels. It doesn't go up and down or anything, but the fingers are individually articulated. They got a hinge here, and then ball joints here. So these can spin on this ball joint, and then you can see the two hinges there. So that's how he makes that really good fist. And then the thumb is the same. Here it does have one hinge here, and then a hinge at the bottom, and then it's got the ball peg down there. So that can also spin around if you needed to. So that's really good. The hands are super articulated. As far as the waist, you just get a waist swivel here under the skirt piece, or over the skirt piece, I should say. So you can 360 it. You can spin all the way around. So that's pretty good. That's pretty freaking good. This skirt piece here, obviously can move out of the way, can move up and down. So that's pretty good. No ab crunch or anything like that. But as far as the legs are concerned, you can get the legs all the way out, all the way to the splits if you need to. Kicking forward, it's really good as well. Probably should have took the gun out of his hand. So kicking forward, just like that. Kicking backwards, his booty cheeks, his tired booty cheeks are gonna run into the back. So can't kick all the way forward or backwards, I should say. I wish they had a way to I wish this pegged down better, because it's just really loose. I wish that would peg down, but it doesn't, unfortunately. As far as the rest of the legs are concerned, he gets not quite 90 degrees on that knee. Unfortunately, it runs into this piece right here, so you don't really get 90 degrees there. The ankles do tilt and spin, and he does have a bit of a thigh swivel here, but not much. So yeah, that is his articulation. I mean, you can't really expect a whole lot of articulation out of these big guys like this. Straighten that leg out. It's just kind of the nature of the beast, I suppose. But I think he does get plenty enough articulation to satisfy the majority of people that would buy something like this. And plus, let's be honest, he just kind of stands there. I mean, you're not really going to be playing with him a lot. At least, I don't think most people will be playing with him a lot in Devastator mode. But yeah, he looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm a little exhausted from doing that articulation. Let's go ahead and do some comparisons real quick. All right, so here he is next to the 3-0 Hulkbuster. I'll straighten him out there a little bit and see how he looks with him. And yeah, Hulkbuster's a big boy, but not compared to Devastator. Not compared to Debbie. So that's how he looks with him. That's a heavy boy right there. We're gonna pull out the big boys here. He is with Carbonex, something like that. The Japanese limited version Voltron. And yeah, he is bigger than my biggest figure that I have as of right now. I definitely have a figure coming in that's going to trump all of these, but yeah, he's bigger than Voltron for sure. And Voltron is a big, heavy boy. He's still not as heavy as Voltron because this guy got a shit ton of die cast in him. So that's what he looks like with him. And then here he is next to the Heat Boys, Leonardo. Forget which one this one. I forget what this one is called, but it's the one that transforms into the party wagon or the turtle van or however you want to call it. But yeah, obviously he's gonna tower over these little shrimps in comparison. So that's what he looks like with him. And we'll slowly go down in height here. Here he is with the actual Leonardo, Heat Boys Leonardo. He is on the stand. I'm not going to take him off the stand right now, but he'll be way shorter. Even on the stand, he's not even close. So he looks like with them. And we slowly go down. Here he is next to the powers of the Prime, Optimus Prime. The weakest ankled Optimus Prime ever. Tiny, absolutely tiny in comparison. Let me scoot this back because it's like pointing right at the camera. So he looks like with him. Then here he is next to the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. And then here he is next to the Studio Series 38 movie Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. So yeah, that is it for comparisons. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right, so to wrap things up, I am so glad I have finally completed this set. it was a long journey to get to this guy. And what's crazy is it wasn't actually that long. It was actually pretty quick. Seeing as this was a re-release, I was just really waiting for the feet to be re-released and shipped to me. So this all got put together in probably like a month or so, maybe even less than a month, because I ordered Scrapper and Mixmaster first, and then I ordered Hook and Long Haul, and then I pre-ordered Scavenger and Bone Crusher. So yeah, and that pre-orders came out pretty quick for these guys, and bam, they were off. It was off to the races after that. But I finally have completed a Devastator after, I don't know, 30 years. finally, and the way that this just everything that's put together on this guy is just so beautifully done. Like, everything is rock solid. Yeah, he's a little shaky, but that's just kind of how that is with these combiner robots. But he's really sturdy. He can stand up just fine. He's not. It doesn't feel like he's gonna fall. He's not loose in any way. Like the ratchet joints are real tight. They keep other than trying to, front kick, which he won't. The ratchets won't hold a front kick, but Devastator ain't doing no front kicks. But it can hold a split, oddly enough. The gun isn't too heavy, and this is a nice tight ratchet here for Mixmaster's waist. The way that the gun combines is really freaking cool. I love that all their weapons can combine it to make the giant Devastator gun. Articulation is fantastic on this guy, considering he's so big. Even this arm, like, you can move his legs up like this, and you can get this arm to go up also. So all of that stuff can move out the way if you needed to. But if you just want to keep it nice and flush, you can have that too. So yeah, this dude is probably one of the best Devastator combiners that has ever came out. Now, accuracy wise, it's not accurate, of course. The legs are the feet are the arms, and the arms are the feet. But if you can look past that, this is the way to go. If you can look past that, and if you can look past buying third-party Transformers, I don't know if anybody these days are stuck on just buying Hasbro and Takara Tomy Transformers at this point. If that's what you're doing, then I guess that's you. But you're missing out on a vast amount of awesome Transformers. So anyway, that is it for the review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.